Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Pagey here, once again with another video on The Flash Season 2. So just a quick heads up, this will be my last bonus video on The Flash Season 2 before the Season 2 finale, but I will be doing videos after that finale because obviously things are going to arise from that finale that we will need to talk about. Now we know that Zoom is planning something huge after he tells Black Siren that her orders to bring down the buildings was really just all a distraction so he would have the time to do whatever he needed to do. But what is he planning on doing? What is Zoom's big plan and how will Barry, along with the rest of Team Flash, stop him? Now I'm just going to quickly play the trailer for this week's finale just to refresh your memories.
I promise you, I'm gonna take from him what he took from you.
You want to kill this guy?
I want him to suffer for everything that he's done.
A race, Barry, between you and me, to see who's the fastest man alive.
You want revenge? If that's why you're doing this, you will lose. Run, man. Run! The Flash season finale.
Now in that trailer we see this big portal looking structure thing. There are a variety of fight scenes between Zoom and Barry in the vicinity of this structure, so it is obviously of some massive importance to the episode. It is most likely the tool to carry out Zoom's master plan. Now the first thing to talk about in regards to this structure involves going back to last episode where Cisco vibes the destruction or, end of Earth 2 by it essentially splitting in two by the looks of it. But what we see up here in the top left is interesting. We see some form of black hole or possibly singularity, which does seem to be the cause or at least some sort of factor towards the destruction of Earth 2. The two big questions that come from this are, 1, how is this happening to Earth 2? And number 2, why is Zoom doing this? Firstly, we will start with how Earth 2 is crumbling to the ground. Well, if we go back to the episode where Trajectory is running around causing chaos, you would remember that she makes a bridge collapse by running constantly back and forth over it and causing friction, eventually making it crumble into the water. Now, I'm going to film myself quickly explaining this with hand movements because it's really hard to do it without this. Anyway, so this is my head, guys, if you've not seen it before. If you've seen my Arrow videos, you would have seen me do face cam before, but anyway, let's do this quickly. So, essentially, if you remember with Black Siren, Zoom sort of told her to knock down buildings. Yeah, as I said before, it seemed really random that she was doing that, but then he specifically tells her to go to that apartment block. Remember, she goes there and that's where she meets Killer Frost, or Cisco and Caitlin pretending to be Killer Frost and Vibe. So this was really targeted. Zoom wanted that apartment complex to, fall to the ground. And the reason I say this is because all these different buildings are falling around, and I think he might be forming a racetrack of sorts to do this race that we see in that trailer. Now you might be wondering, okay, so he wants to make a track, but why is he doing this? Well, if you remember, they start that race near that big circle thing. So what I think they're doing is, okay, we have Earth 1 here and we have Earth 2 there. So on Earth 1, we have the big circle thing, that's where they start the race, and they're running around, okay? They're running around this track made by the buildings falling down. So that's going to be, because, Barry's going to go wherever Zoom goes, so Zoom's going to lead Barry around this track. It's not going to be random. Zoom is going to be dictating where Barry goes, and he's going to be using Zoom's speed along with Barry's speed, to create all this friction on Earth 1. All this friction constantly going around past this big circle thing constantly. Just, if you're playing Mario Kart or something, you have that finish line. You have to do a couple of laps before you finish that race. You got to do 5 laps and you finish that race. So you just got to use that big circle thing as the figurative finish line. So they're constantly doing this, but I think what that essentially is going to be doing is transporting that friction from Earth 1 down to Earth 2, because Earth 1 and Earth 2 are basically mirror images. So wherever those friction points are, wherever those buildings have fallen, that's where they are on Earth 2. And you might be wondering, why isn't it affecting Earth 1? Well, we don't know that. It could be affecting Earth 1. We really don't know, because in the trailer they don't show us anything of on Earth 1 affecting anything. But on Earth 2, we know that Cisco had that vibe. So really, that's the best way I can explain that. So hopefully, you might want to rewatch it a couple of times, and hopefully after 2 or 3 times, you fully understand what I was trying to get at. So essentially, similar to the trajectory scene with her dismantling the bridge through friction, we get Zoom and Barry causing way more friction and it being sent to Earth 2, somehow, most likely through that portal thing, and producing what we saw in Cisco's vibe. It sounds confusing as hell, as I said before, but it's the best way I can explain it, I think. Secondly, we have, why is Zoom doing this? Honestly, I don't have a definitive answer for this apart from the fact that he is just a psycho and probably just wants the world to crumble. Well, Central City at least. Also, as I said before, we don't know if this race will have any damage on Earth 1. Now, if it does cause any sort of damage to Earth 1, which it sort of will if you think, even though, the buildings have fallen down, so there's some of the damage already. We'll have to wait and see, I guess. Now, the last thing I want to bring up is the big circle structure again. Now, this shares a resemblance to the portal breach thing that Dr. Tina McGee helped Eobard Thawne build earlier this season when he originally came back in time. Possibly, this big circle structure is a pathway to the entire multiverse, or it is a way for Earths 1, 2, and possibly even Supergirl's Earth to merge. Just think about that for a second, it would be crazy. And also, we know Supergirl's coming to the CW. Did they know about this before when they made the finale? Is it some way of merging the Earths together? We'll have to wait and see. But thanks for watching, guys. If you want to leave your opinions in the comment section below, do you think this could happen? Do you think this is what Zoom's big plan is? Or do you think he has something else up his sleeve? Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. As I said before, there will be videos after the Season 2 finale, just explaining some stuff that will definitely happen in there. So be on the lookout for those after the finale. And if you are new around here, make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. Goodbye.